Is that a flash extension? He asked. Fuller nodded. We'll use it to photograph fingerprints, tire marks, and any tool marks. We'll use the sync cord to engage the flash. How far away do you want the guys holding? Asked Monroe eagerly. Ideally 3 feet, and at a 45-degree angle. 2 shots from all 4 directions.
What's the big deal with the extension thing?
Fuller replied, prevents hot spots of light, causes overexposure to the top of the photos. Cool, said Monroe. Fuller pointed to the 4 members of the Reynolds family. Since they haven't been moved, we need to photograph them properly. All 4 sides, including the rear. 5 shots of the face, all wounds, and other marks. With and without rulers, little mortise patterns, and all gunshot powder and stippling. You got a video camera? Monroe nodded. Fuller said, you video everything, but you don't rely on that for fine detail. Defense attorney will blow you out of the water with that.
And did that happen to you?
It happens to everybody. Fuller was about to set his tripod and start taking pictures of the bodies when he looked down at the carpet and stopped. He knelt and took a closer look at the medium pile carpeting. What do you see there? He asked. Monroe and Cole came over. The tech dropped to his knees and studied the spot. Not sure, he said. An impression of something. Impressions, actually. 3 of them circular, but in a triangular pattern. Fuller hefted the tripod and set it down a few feet from the others. Then he picked it back up. What do you see? Monroe looked at the spot, so did Cole. They both started and looked back over at the original spot. The impressions were nearly identical.
Somebody already set up a tripod here. Why?
Fuller looked at the spot and then over at the bodies all lined up. Bodies in a row, a couch, tripod in front, camera mounted on it.
They were filming the Reynoldses?
Fuller took several shots of the impressions. No, they were interrogating. Chapter 14. Hours later, they had finished photographing the 4 bodies and processing other parts of the crime scene. Fuller and Monroe had laid the bodies next to each other on white plastic sheeting spread on the floor. Larry Wellman's body had been brought up and was lying in a zippered body bag in the dining room. There were no defensive wounds on Wellman or the Reynoldses. They had all apparently been taken by surprise. Fuller had recorded his observations and used the device he previously stuck in his belt to help him organize the investigation. Monroe had excitedly asked him what the tool was. Army calls it a CSED, or crime scene exploitation device. It's a camera with a barcode, digital screen, labeler, and printer all rolled into one. It's got a flip-out USB so I can down and upload from my laptop. My digital recorder has the same capability, and it has an electronic transcriber so it'll automatically type out what I've recorded by voice. I'm not great on the keyboard. That is beyond cool, said Monroe.
Don't get too excited, man. Doubt there's money in the budget for us to get one of those.
Fuller glanced at Cole. Tell me about the dog that was here.
Collie. Got a colleague taking care of it. Friendly thing.
Okay, but any of the neighbors report hearing any barking?
Dog can't bark. Probably the only reason they let it live.
A dog?
Well, it hasn't once barked for us. Might have had an operation done. That can sometimes screw up the bark, at least according to a vet friend of mine that I asked.
Looking down at the lined-up bodies, Cole said,
You said they were interrogated, but didn't really explain what you meant. They obviously weren't being interrogated after they were killed. So why line them up on the couch after they were dead?
I think the person wanted to see them being interrogated. And they also wanted to see on the video that they were dead.
So they were broadcasting the video out for someone else?
That's how I read it. Cole slowly nodded.
So if we can get our hands on the video, There might be some clues. One of the killers might have stepped in front of the camera, for example, or maybe it might have caught a reflection of one or more of them.
That's true. But odds are if we find the video, we'll find the killers, too. That's not something they'll leave lying around.
Well, let's hope that happens.
We need to get the bodies to a refrigerated environment soon, and then have the post done, said Puller, as he stared down at the decomposing bodies. At some point, courtroom evidence starts falling apart. How's it coming with your doctor friend?
Should know something definitive later today.
Puller knelt down next to Matt Reynolds. Shotgun to the face, less than 3 feet away. Minimal pellet dispersal, wadding in the wounds. If the muzzle was chokeboard, it could muddy that analysis. He indicated the wadding. Lan, have you taken a sample yet to verify gauge? Yeah, haven't done the test yet, but I hope once I compare the diameter with sample wads, it'll give us an answer. Puller turned to the wife's body. I measured the distance between pellets, and that, together with no central wound or wadding, means she was probably shot from farther away than 10 feet.
But down in the basement,
said Cole, who knelt next to him. Presumably, but serology results will confirm it, said Puller.
Why the basement?
Quieter, but you still have problems.
Like what?
Shotgun blast even in a basement in the middle of the night might attract attention. And you have to control the other captives. They hear the shot, they panic, start screaming, trying to get away, knowing they'll probably be next. Monroe snapped his fingers, unlocked a metal evidence box he'd previously brought into the house, and pulled out some sealed, labeled evidence bags. I was wondering why I found these things in those places, but what you just said may explain it. Puller took up the bags one by one. Tell me what you've got here. That bit of gray fuzz came from the girl's left ear. Plastic thread I found inside the ear was Fuller's strong arm. Found a similar one, laid him down on the floor on his left. Cole looked at him. Fuller said, turn on that light over there. The white thread in the motion to a wall sketch.
And the thing in the ear?
Monroe said, I'm thinking it's a piece of carotid and jugular compressed. Hyoid bones probably fractured. Post will confirm that. He pointed to several spots around the dead man's neck. Blood vessels ruptured. Means he was alive when they strung him up. Fuller carefully edged the cop up on one side so they could see his bound hands. Check for defensive wounds or trace of the nails. If we're real lucky, we got some DNA leads. Cole used Fuller's mag light to do this.
Nothing that I can see. Understand that. Larry should have fought back. Maybe the killer scrubbed it after.
I think this probably explains this. Fuller pointed to matted blood in the man's hand. plastic wrap detonator, lead in the puller's strong lucky. He got some stiff wounds or trace under the nails. If we're real lucky, he got some DNA leaks. Cole used Puller's mag light to do this.
Nothing that I can see. Mary should have fought back. Maybe the killer scrubbed it after.
I think this probably explains it. Puller pointed to matted blood in the man's head. They knocked him out before hanging him. He pulled a skin thermometer from his rucksack, ran it over Randy's forehead, and checked the reading. A little under 5 degrees down from normal. He swiftly did the required calculation in his head. Then about 3 hours, so about 2:30, they heard cars pulling to a stop outside. Cavalry's here, said Cole. Cole looked down at her colleague.
You seem to know what you're doing.
She said softly, staring down at the dead man.
MSCI 亚太指数上涨，加上0.4%的下午12点25分，东京作为日本的东证指数攀升0.9%，美元走强，对多数亚洲货币，对日本10年期国债的收益率上升4个基点。上海综合指数下跌多达3.5%，即使中国缓解保证金交易规则和交易费，在标准普尔500指数合约失去了0.1个百分点。美国原油期货在57.02美元后，更多来自 BLAON、BERC 等 COM。希腊妥协出价面临阻力，信托法兹周四的数据可能显示美国失业率